Good morning once again. This is Bindu Malhotra. And what do we have here today? So, today I'm going to talk about the inner child work. And very dear to me. I do a lot of work with this for my clients. It's a very powerful tool that I have. Some people call it as inner being. When you're working in meditation, you'll be calling this work as your inner being, connecting to your higher self, your soul self. It can also be called as a soul retrieval or the inner child. So as this part of you, if you feel this part is hurt, sometimes clients say, we are hurt, or some part of me is lost or is blocked. So sometimes people feel they're not feeling whole and complete. So when they're talking about something has left me because of that instance, or when my parents had been divorced, or when I was hurt or abused, a part of me left me and I don't feel complete and whole. And this is the part that they're talking about. So it could be something that is missing in their life. So everything is there in their life. They have everything, all the comforts, all the luxuries, people around them. But there's something which is still, they're feeling lost, confused. There could be a question about what is my soul purpose? Why am I here? This kind of discomfort within. And there could be an inner chatter within us which could be very critical or negative. Even if you try and meditate, you're doing the affirmations, the positive talks, the courses, keeping yourself busy, but then still this part, this feeling is something that you can't escape from. So it's that kind of feeling. It could be taking shape of different place inside you. It could be a feeling of anxiety, it could be panic attack, it could be comfort eating or fear, and there could be many different shapes how this block or this issue can manifest within your personality. So what is the solution? Like, how do we clear this? So as a therapist, I have many tools how I do this. Inner child I can integrate in meditation, but also as Kundalini work, we work with our root chakra, and that's the chakra to help you ground, to clear. They say from the age of 0 to 7, and your past life is what we clear when your root chakra is balanced. It's the chakra where the Kundalini fire rise up, and if this chakra is not open and clear, the Kundalini doesn't balance. As a therapist, I work with a lot of sessions where I'm doing regressions, I'm doing past life regressions. It depends on the person where they feel they're lost. So, depending on the intake that I get from them or the consultation that I have with them, it depends what kind of work I'm going to do. But from a therapist point of view, we understand that as a child is like a canvas, plain blank canvas, and like a clean slate. And whatever suggestions the parents are or anyone that he trusts is giving to the child, it goes straight in the blueprint and becomes his personality. As the child doesn't know their options, they don't understand their options of rejecting a suggestion or not believing in it. So they start believing in everything that has been said to them. It goes straight in their, in Hindi it's called the sanskars, the impressions, personality. And then this stays with them for their lifetime unless and until they work deep within and clear all these blocks. People can be sometimes confused why they behave like that, why they're not feeling happy, why they are still feeling that anxiety or that feeling of worry. They're comfort eating, they're not hungry, but they're feeling some kind of emptiness. They're in a conversation or inner chatter with themselves is very critical. They're beating themselves up all the time, saying you're not good enough and you're not worth it. Constant worry, overthinking, this kind of inner battle, or the mind is not stable or not quiet. And that is where we try and understand as a therapist what is happening, what is the issue that they're talking about, and what is it that they want us to help them. It could be just simple as, I feel stressed, I feel fear of water, I want to go in swimming in the sea, but I have that fear. So whatever it is just the upper layer of what has happened, and then it is the deeper work that we need to do. So there could be lots of shape or how it can come on the surface. Could be a feeling, could be emotion, could be a personality trait. I get angry all the time, I'm irritated, I'm snappy. So what is happening there is what is it coming from, and what is the reason of this trigger? Everything is fine, but some people have a habit of just snapping and just being irritated and just getting that adrenaline and just outbursting. So whatever it is coming from that space where the inner child is not happy. He's not either feeling safe. Like I had a client and she was abused as a child sexually, and so there were trust issues, because most of the sexual abuse that I have seen with my clients, they are from their family members and their relatives that they have trusted. Could be someone that their parents trusted them to be around, and then that completely blocks their trust issues. They have lots of issues with their current relationships. Everything is fine here, you can trust this person, but they can't. So there comes the regressions, where we work from the age of 0 to 7, and that's the blueprint that we work from, and that's where the therapists know exactly how to clear the issues. There are cases sometimes where I have to work with a client in the past life regressions, where I had a client and she was not able to make friends. Very simple, for many people it's like a simple problem. It's like, oh, I can't make friends. I'm not socializing. I'm not social. I don't mingle very easily. I'm shy, or I blush when people compliment me. Simple things. Sometimes people feel it's light. It's just normal stuff. But actually, when we did a session with this person, we realized it was in the past life she was being her trust was broken by a friend, and she was actually murdered by a friend, thrown out of the cliff. So pushed down a cliff. So that was quite intense. And then when we cleared it there, now she have loads of friends, and she always keep sending me messages that my life has changed, and it's so nice to be around friends and share your life with friends, because there was a pattern which we could see, that every time someone used to come close to her, she'll push them away. And that could be a pattern even with intimate relationship. Sometimes it's very good to have someone who is very nice, very good, very caring to you, and then as the person starts to become more than friends, the person will do something to just repel or just push them away. So that's kind of they sometimes ask them some questions themselves, these questions: why we are doing this, why are we pushing these people away, where we can see everything is fine, everything's perfect, but we are still pushing this person away. And it is a pattern. It could be the other way as well. It could be that they are inviting all the wrong people in their life. They know this is a wrong person, but they are like trapped, and they are in the cycle because they have some kind of a block within, where they must have seen someone as a male or a female figure in a wrong way, in a wrong context, as the idol. Could be their parent, could be their brothers, sisters, and they have idolized them, and this impression has stayed with them. So they are repetitively in the same kind of pattern, where they're inviting the same energy, same kind of people. They know they're wrong for them, but they are constantly inviting, and they are just like in a trap, going again and again in the same kind of story pattern. So such patterns need to be broken. It's not going to go by itself. So either we can raise our vibration to a different level. So what happens is, if I will attract people of my vibration. So whatever is my inner work, if I have raised my consciousness to a divine consciousness, or a really high level of consciousness where I'm completely mindful and present, I'm understanding the energies and everything, that's a lovely energy field. You are inviting those kind of people. You are interacting with more mindful people, so you're attracting the right kind of energies. That is the wavelength we call. And sometimes when our energy is blocked and we are confused ourselves, we are inviting the same kind of energy unknowingly. And so sometimes the healing work or the attunements that I always ask people to take help you lift your vibrations, your consciousness to the next level. Though I always say taking attunements is not going to teach you how to be a better human being, or to work on your vices, or to work on your inner flaws that you need to work on, to understand what is anger, to understand what is lust, greed, attachment, ego, all this kind of inner work. So that is not what the attunements do. But the attunements can raise your vibration. So when you're taking the Kundalini or IET, the integrated energy therapy or sunlight or anything of that sort, as an attunement, as a healing, you are somewhere working on your chakras, clearing stuff on some level. But when you have to do some intense work, then you have to do something like Raj Yoga or such intense work, which is all about inner reflection, checking that mirror and going deep within, working with your own weaknesses, strengths, empowering your strengths, and just clearing your weaknesses. You definitely, when you start taking attunements or such things, things are going to start coming on the surface. It was very intense for me. There were many things which I never realized was within me. After the attunements, when they start coming on the surface, I say that's the time to hit the hammer and clear it. Because the minute you are in a situation, or when you are feeling low, or some bad situation or tragedy has struck you, that is the time to do the inner work, because that is the time where everything is open and now you can see it all. So make sure you pick something, that's the opportunity to take an appointment, whatever, whoever you trust, go and take an appointment and get this sorted, because this is your time. Everything is open at this point when you are in a situation. Also, I say people, when they are moving from one place to another, that's the time when you are open to change. You are feeling you're not sure what's happening, you have no expectations about this place, and then you are very open to do any change that is required. If it requires internal change, you are ready to make this change. So when you are in a situation, that's the time to work. Also, when you're taking attunements, that's the time when things start to come on the surface. That's when you start to clear it. In Buddhist meditation, when we work on our breath work and we're being more mindful and observing the breath and that kind of work, you will start to see a lot of inner chatter and this inner critical sometimes mind, or something just keeps popping on the background. And that's all. Most of people say, don't mind the mind, ignore it, don't listen to it. But I will say everything that your mind is projecting is what it requires your attention. Sometimes your mind is actually your inner child, and it can be given a image of a 5-year-old, a small child, which needs your attention, as you being a parent, to pay attention of what your mind is trying to tell you. Who is this person constantly popping up? What is this issue that it's constantly trying to show you? Why is this person or this thought pattern constantly repeating? Why is it bothering you? And it's not about ignoring it all the time, just saying, go away, just I don't want to think about it, it's too painful. I have to sometimes sit down and reflect on it and sort it out, because it's not going to go by itself. It's something that is requiring your attention. And because you're not paying attention, it keeps repeating. It just keeps coming up. Every now and then you are in pain. All those memories, hurt, pain will come on the surface again and again. So if you don't want that, you have to break the pattern. Some people like to do meditation, and most of the meditations are very much on the conscious level, and it doesn't work on the deeper level where the real work is, where all these blocks and these patterns are in your subconscious, or in your you can say the inner child or the mind level. So you have to work on that level to clear all these blocks. And there comes the role of a therapist, which is more like giving a hand to person who is down there, and we can pull you out on a level where you can start working by yourself. Then your affirmations, then your reflections and your meditation, everything will help. But when someone is really feeling that they need to come out on a normal level from where they can start doing their own inner work, we sometimes need to be open to ask for help. I always feel that many people have blocks to even ask help and have this openness, that it's very common and very much integrated in our programming, that if I have a cold, I have to go and get myself checked with a doctor. But when I am feeling pain in my mind, I'm feeling pain in my emotions, it's all normal. It's not normal. Any kind of pain is not normal. If I'm feeling uncomfortable, I'm not able to breathe, I am breathing heavy, I'm feeling that heaviness, that's not normal. So when you are understanding and accepting that this is a new suggestion, new programming, you have to program your mind. And every time sitting in meditation is not going to help us, because when you sit in meditation, when can you sit in meditation? When your mind is not biting you, when your mind is allowing you to sit in meditation. It's an art, and slowly you can build on it, that even when you're stressed, you can be in a place in your meditation where you can clear all that blocks. So not everyone can do that, and that's where we need to be open to not just rely on medications for as a solution, but finding other options. There are so many techniques and therapies that has been evolved over time. Mental health is booming at the moment. There are so many brilliant techniques, like tapping, havening. There are so many techniques like shamanic work, the soul retrieval, the healing work that I do. Everything has an effect, and it brings an effect. And that's why my clients give all these lovely testimonials, because it's helping, it's clearing, it's shifting stuff. And that's the most important thing. Apart from that, Kundalini, I think, is a great work as well. So when you're working on your root chakra, you're also clearing a lot from your past life. You're also working with your inner child work. So it starts to bring a lot on the surface. So be aware, Kundalini work is a life-changing work. So when you start doing this work, whatever your life is going to start to shift. And it's not going to shift in a bad way. It's going to bring you closer to your soul purpose. So that's what most of the people are looking for, understanding why they're here and what's their soul purpose. So as a soul, as a being, our innate nature as a soul is of peace, love, happiness, bliss, wisdom, power. And to bring ourselves back to this place, we need to see what is this alloy, what is this layers which doesn't let me be that. So whatever has happened, it could be like in my hypnosis, clients sometimes have to clear the inner child work by regression. So I was talking about this client, and he had this habit of comfort eating, and he would always buy a lot of stuff and store it for everyone. So anyone, he'll keep checking, would you like to eat something, would you like to eat something? And it was like a mantra, would you like to eat, offering food, constantly making sure there's enough, more than enough stock. Things are getting expired, and this was like, he could recognize and he could realize that this is a block, this is some kind of pattern which he doesn't know how to stop. So we did a session with him, regression, past life, and we realized in his past life, not just the recent past, but before that, he was on the streets as a beggar, as a child, and he was really hungry, and he died because of hunger. So that impression stays with the soul and is carried as a sanskar in your next life as well. So that is how it is impacting us. So what is the patterns within me? And having that time for yourself and that care for yourself, to just reflect that much on yourself. It's very easy, because the world has been programmed in a way that we can very easily look at others. I was watching this video on as a glimpse of Satguru, and I don't. But when I looked at it, it was talking about that how your own breath, if it's stinky, you can't. Your nose is not going to tell you that. It's quite strange, but it's true that if you are sweating and you're really having a bad odor, your nose is not going to tell you, but everyone else knows around you. And that's how easy it is to see others' flaws, others' issues, others' problems. But then when it comes to myself, how much do I know myself? how much do I observe myself, and not just physically, not just externally, but internally, and not in the critical way, but in a way that I want to be better. I want to help myself. I want to help this inner child, so that the inner child can feel safe. The inner child can feel back to that place of love, happiness, and tapping into my own wisdom, tapping into my own inner strength, and changing the wrong kind of beliefs that I've taken from people. As a parent, as a child, if I've heard my parents saying, "You're stupid, just not good enough, you can't do this, it's not possible," and I've taken it, "I'm not good enough, I can't do it, I always make the mistake," because repetitively, as we have made mistakes, we have been pointed and we have been, put down. We are not enough, we can't do this. And how we sometimes take that all as, the golden words written, carved, can't change it, no matter how good we are trying to do, can't do it. I had a client, and she actually, as a child, was in the playground, and there were biscuits, a packet of biscuits open. And so as a child, she was curious to take one. And the minute she took one, she heard some sound as if someone was coming in the backyard. And she ran, and she felt so much guilt about that. And she was so scared that as she grew up, she became a guard officer. Her entire life was surrounded by trying to protect people, trying to help people, protect them, keep them safe. What she was actually doing was doing everything externally, but she was still having the same feeling because the inner child did not feel safe, and she was feeling guilty, and she was feeling all that someone will catch her, someone will, point her, and she'll be in trouble. So what that inner child was blocked with and trapped with, that energy or that feeling, that experience, she was doing everything in her life, and in her maybe 50s she was with me, and that was the time when she realized, that's what I was trying to do all my life, keeping everything safe, everyone should be fine around me. So these examples will tell you how intense this work is and how liberating it is for the inner child. I had another client, and she felt that one of her part, the soul part, has left her, as she was abandoned as a child. And she was with her grandparents, and when her parents came back to just take her, she felt that that part of her stayed with her grandparents, and they loved her so much that she didn't want it to come back. And as a parent, she was angry that her parents could do that to her, to feel rejected in that way. And in a healing session, and in another hypnosis session, we brought that soul retrieval, we call that part, back. And then the client feel whole. The clients feel whole again, as if they have it all. The inner child is happy. There's a nice space that we can create in the heart, that the inner child can trill around, dance around, or sing whatever they like to do, feeling safe. So there's a lot there to experience, and I love this work because there's so many ways I work with the inner child. I love working with children, and I understand as a parent how important it is. Every suggestion I have given to my child, like my work, my therapy as a career, was inspired because of my child. That I realized I am actually making a personality, and I don't want to do anything wrong with this child. So I wanted to work on myself, because whatever I am projecting as a mother, as a grown-up, is her, she's idolizing it, or she is taking it all in as if this is her personality. And I want to make sure I give the best, being a perfectionist, which I can't be, but I want to make sure everything is right. I don't have regrets deep within. So I started learning this for my child. I started learning meditation to work on myself so that I can be a better mother for her. I can work on my anger. I can work on my issues so that I can be a better human being for her. I can give her the right information. I also understood the therapies, that how deprogramming a set, then I realized that, oh, I have to work on myself because I have taken a lot from my parents, and it's a lineage of ancestors that I carry as an Indian woman. So it was a lot for me as well to experience and understand. With every program, everything that I've learned, it could be NLP, could be hypnosis, could be Kundalini, I have learned a lot as for my inner child. And I have my compass. My teacher was my daughter. She was my teacher, that she inspired me to take this all, and it helps all my clients. And now I work with the family as my inspiration. So I see who I can't work yet, or who I couldn't help yet, and then I learn another technique. And calm is a nice technique, the rapid emotional release. It's the magical, most powerful one. I just enjoy it because I integrate ancestral work in that. I integrate shamanic work. I integrate my healing work, and I integrate my clients' beliefs in that, which is the most important thing. That what do they believe? What is their inner child believing in, and how do they see this issue? And then working with that. And no matter whom I have done this work with, they always find this is life changing. They become whole again. They have this sense of calmness and this sense of inner joy, that they are just so amazed by just 1 3 4 hour session, that how their lives change. So I learn all this, and my inspiration is always what is around me, learning from people around me who I can't help yet, and then what can I find in my toolbox to make sure that I can help everyone. So all these different modalities, I have loads. Why? Because every person is different, and not everything works for everyone. Some people are very much, their inner child doesn't believe in hypnosis or any clinical stuff. They don't believe in shamanic work, or they don't believe in energy work. And most of the people ask me, what is this healing session? Is it a massage session or something? And I laugh on it, that I was the same. I didn't understand it then. And now I understand how things are and how powerful these techniques are. So I have a little meditation that I've done for a group called Still. And this was a program that we had online on Zoom for them. And there was a group that joined us. So this was initial introduction meditation that I have created for the inner child. And I have pasted that link as well for you to enjoy this whenever you have time for yourself. This is just an initial meditation for inner child, so you can enjoy that meditation by clicking that link, and it will take you to YouTube. I also work with companies, with team, if they like me to invite for their teamwork, for their well-being, for meditation sessions or mindfulness or tapping sessions, or whatever they are looking for. I help people with what they feel they're open to receive. So hope this was helpful for you guys, and thank you so much for joining me. And please do share your comments if there's any topic that you feel I should be talking about in future, you'd like to know more about, or if you have any questions, or if you feel there's someone you know who needs this work and they need this. I am online available as well. Well, my doors are open as well, so you're more than welcome to just give me a ping, send me a message. And if you have friends that would like to join my pages, my groups, just send me a message, because I sometimes get so many friends requests that I don't really understand if they are people who are trying to be my friends. So please do send me a message that your friend or whoever wants to join groups. I have meditation on from Tuesday, so you're more than welcome to join my group, which is on my profile page. You can just click and send in requests, and I'll add you in. If you can send me a message on as well, that would be great, because I know you're genuinely a genuine person and not some spammer. So that's easier for me. And also we have mindfulness course. This is specially designed because of quarantine and this lockdown and everything. People genuinely are feeling a lot emotionally, mentally, and that's where I draw my energy from. So I don't take any day off for myself, because I feel there's a lot to do. And that's why I've created this meditation course. I've created this this mindfulness beginners course. It's initially just bringing yourself to that practice of mindfulness. There are definitely levels in it, but we are gradually going to take you to the complete awareness and complete mindfulness. So initially we'll start with a small bite size, and then we'll make it bigger for you to achieve that lovely state of consciousness. That's the aim and that's the objective. So we're starting that, and the mindfulness course is on 17th and 18th of April. Please pass it on if you feel anyone you feel needs this course. We are doing this with Irish hypnosis, so it will be certified and as a beginner therapist for mindfulness. So you're more than welcome to join me for the course. And thank you so much once again for tuning in. Chat to you soon. Have a lovely Sunday and the week ahead.